You think you know the GOAT debate, right? Jordan versus LeBron. We've all been hearing it for, what, a decade? But what if I told you the entire argument is a lie? A story that was written to distract you from who the real winner is. Forget everything you think you know. We're not just explaining this debate, we are blowing it wide open. Okay, so let's start with the classic question. Michael Jordan or LeBron James? It's the debate that basically runs sports media. You've argued it, I've argued it, it's everywhere. But we have to ask, how did this specific argument become the only one that matters?
For so many people, the whole debate starts and stops with this one single number, 6. 6 trips to the NBA Finals, 6 championship rings, 6 Finals MVPs. Flawless, perfect. For the Jordan camp, this is checkmate. Game over.
And look, when you just stack up the major awards, the case for MJ looks, well, pretty ironclad, right? More rings, more Finals MVPs, more regular season MVPs, plus a Defensive Player of the Year award, something LeBron doesn't have. On paper, it seems like a closed case.
And this quote from the legendary Doc Rivers, it perfectly sums up the box we've been put in. See the framing? Jordan had the greatest peak, pure, untouchable dominance. But LeBron, he's had the greatest career, an epic marathon of excellence. And for years, that's where we've been stuck. Peak versus longevity. But that is exactly the story they want you arguing about. Because this whole framework, this idea of peak versus longevity, it isn't an organic debate that just happened. No, it's a perfectly constructed myth, and it was built with a purpose.
So let's ask a different question. What if this isn't about stats at all? What if this entire debate was manufactured? A story intentionally written to give us a hero, and, more importantly, a villain.
To see how it happened, we got to go back in time to one specific night, July 8th, 2010. You already know what I'm talking about. The decision. That 1 hour special wasn't just an announcement. It was the moment the narrative around LeBron James was changed forever. And it was on purpose.
Because, let's be real, that huge, angry backlash, it didn't just come out of nowhere. It wasn't an accident. Academic research shows us it was actively manufactured. And this is how they pulled it off.
Okay, stick with me here, because this is the key to everything. There's a concept called racial contestation. Basically, it's the idea that the media can use subtle narratives to reinforce who's on top of the social ladder. It sounds complicated, but trust me, it's exactly what played out in the sports world.
And this isn't just some theory I cooked up, it's proven. An academic analysis by James King found that ESPN didn't just report on the anger, they actively created it. They purposefully leveraged the situation in Cleveland to encourage and exacerbate the hate against LeBron for what? For making a choice about where he wanted to work.
And here are the roles they cast him in. He wasn't a free agent, he was the traitor. He wasn't making an announcement, he was the egotist putting on a spectacle. It wasn't a business move, it was a betrayal that hurt the city's economy. Player empowerment was twisted into disloyalty. And just like that, the villain was born.
And believe me, that narrative stuck. I mean, look at this. This fan reaction isn't from 2010. It's from 2016. 6 years later. It just goes to show you how powerful these stories are. People hear them, they believe them, and they repeat them for years. The villain role was cemented. But you can't push that hard without getting some pushback, right? In response to the media creating this villain, LeBron's supporters had to fight back. They needed their own story, their own argument, and they found the perfect weapon.
Longevity. Plain and simple. Michael Jordan gave us 15 phenomenal seasons, an incredible career. But LeBron James is still playing at a ridiculously high level in his 22nd season. That became the cornerstone of the entire pro-LeBron argument.
So if the Jordan argument boils down to the number 6, then the LeBron argument has its own magic number, 21. The all-time record for all NBA selections. It's a number that screams one thing: sustained, unbelievable excellence for longer than we've ever seen from anyone, ever.
And from there, the counter-argument wrote itself. You heard it everywhere. 8 straight finals, the 3-1 comeback against the greatest regular season team ever. And the fan logic, like you see on Reddit, was simple. Jordan retired. Twice. LeBron was out there dominating in seasons MJ just didn't play. This was the all-out counterattack. So there you have it, the perfect hero versus the manufactured villain.
peak versus longevity. But what if I told you that this entire fight, this back and forth, is actually the real trick? It's all one big great distraction.
Which brings us all the way back to the beginning, the biggest question of all. If the winner isn't Jordan and it's not LeBron, then who actually wins the GOAT debate? The debate, the endless argument, the content machine, the true winner isn't a player at all.
And here it is, the ultimate truth. The GOAT debate is no longer about finding the right answer. It's about keeping the question going forever. It's a content engine designed to generate clicks, views, and arguments. By creating a hero and a villain, the media guaranteed the conversation would never, ever end. And that's profitable.
So now you're in on the secret. You see how the whole thing was built. So I have to ask you, now that you know the story behind the story, does it change how you feel? Does it make you rethink your pick? Who do you choose?
So let's hear it in the comments. Who is it, Jordan or LeBron? And I really want to know, did learning about the narratives behind it all change your mind? Let me know. And hey, if you enjoyed